Okay. So we will use the same file, input process output. Go here, enter, enter, and I will create a new function. And this function, we'll name it operator precedence _1. Okay, so we're here and we're like define operator precedence 1, val 1, val 2, colon required, and then here we're like, what are we trying to do? Okay, we'll say result equals val 1, val 1 plus val 2, we need 3 variables in this case, val 3, meaning I need to add another parameter here, so val 3. Okay, and we return result. And here we're just going to show that this is done first, followed by adding val 1. Okay, there's no parentheses, but we know division takes precedence, right? So that's what we're showing here. And we can show that with some test case. So we go here and we're like, okay, another test case, enter, enter. Strange, here it doesn't go back. I have to do it myself. Okay, that's fine, backspace. So I'll say define test operator precedence 1. Self, colon, enter, create an assertion, self dot assert equal. And we use values, let me see here, 12, 6, and 3. So let's use values 12, 6, and 3. Oops, but we have to call the function, right? So what's the function name? Operator precedence. And that's what 6 divided by 3, 2. Plus 12, 14. So the answer we expect is this. I think I misspelled this one. Operator precedence. Okay. Quick fix. Add. Operator precedence 1 here. Now it knows what I'm talking about. Okay. So now we're just testing to make sure that 6 divided by 3 is performed first, so that'll be what, 2 at 12, 14 will be the result. So let's go and check that out. I go to run test, and up here, run. So run, operator precedence is here, and the result is good. So now we know Python does follow the order of operations as we know them. I'm not creating one for multiplication. It's the same, right? We could use multiplication and subtraction. Multiplication will be performed first, followed by the subtraction. This is just a very simple example just to show you that it follows the rules as we know them for math. And we can use it in main, right? So let me see. Let's use it in main. Go here. Oops, main's not there. So let me go to my project explorer and source examples, b input, proc output, main. I can eliminate this piece here. Well, maybe not that piece, but this piece here. And I need a third value, so I'll say val 3 equals, and then input value 3. And I say, okay, result, store the result of input process output dot operator precedence 1. Again, we're reading them in as alphanumeric. We cannot perform arithmetic operations on them, so we convert them to a number. int val1, int val2, and int val3. And print result. We'll use the same values. There were what, 12, 6, and 3. And then we can try one with other values. So value 1 is 12, value 2 is 6, value 3 is 3, and we get 14. Okay, and now let's go ahead and run it again. And we can use like 20, and we can use maybe 10 and 5, right? So 10 divided by 5, 2 plus 20, 22. So that's how that stuff's working. Questions here? Okay, no questions. Let's go ahead and now create one where we enforce parentheses. So we can go here and we can create a new function. So we'll go enter, backspace, define operator precedence, but with value 2 at the end. And we still need val1, val2, and val3 to be sent to our code. And we will say result equals val1 plus val2 divided by val3. But now we want to perform this operation first, right? So we're like, well, we want this to happen first. And we have to use parentheses here so that this is performed before the division. Okay, so we add and then afterward we divide. So that's what we're after here. We're going to be in control of our math expression. Okay, so now let's go and create the test case. So let's go here, tab, def, test, operator precedence, but underscore to self. And then we create an assertion, self dot assert equal, and we want to use operator precedence, but 2 at the end. And we want to send values 12, 6, and 3. So if we do 12 plus 6 first, that's 18. Divide by 3, then we expect value 6. However, we are getting a warning here. And by now we know we click on Quick Fix and we select this option. And operator precedence is added for us over here, okay? And now I should be able to run this test case and it should pass. Okay, so let me go down here and clear. Go to run test here. And simply up here on the upper right, hit play. And let me see, did I not return it? I didn't return it, right? So yeah. So notice here, I did not return. So that's why my test case is like, not sure what you're asking me to do, but there's nothing here and I cannot compare it to 6, right? It doesn't equal. So what did I do wrong? Return here, right? But again, just to exercise the steps I recommended, we're like, hey, what? Okay. Let me look at my data. I am wanting to test operator precedence 2. Yep, that's correct. And I want to use 12 plus 6, 18 divided by 3, 6. So that my data is correct. So now I'm like, oh, there's something wrong in my code. So then I will go back to my code file And I always say the error will be in your function. So here, my error is here. I have the value results, but I do not return it. So in essence, operator precedence right now is a function that does not return a value. So that's why my test case was flaking out. Return results. Now I can jump back to run test and I can run it. Up here, play. And notice now it's happy. Operator precedence 2. Okay, so we're good. Okay, so now we can go in main and use that piece, right? So I have val1, val2, val3 collected already, and I can use them. Not sure who was asking me last time, well, can we use int here? And I said, yeah, we can use it. However, since this was a beginner class, I wanted to explain what happens to these values when you collect them. They're not numbers, they're treated as alphanumeric. We want to treat them as numbers. They go here. We have to use int or float, right? In this case, int is fine. And I'm not sure where that student was, right? But now we can go to his recommendation so that we can eliminate writing a lot of code, right? So now we're like, okay, so these ones, I'm going to collect them and I'm going to use them more than once. So it makes sense now to collect them, and as soon as I collect them, then I want Python to convert them to numbers right away. So I'm like, okay, collect them and then convert them to numbers. Numbers, meaning here I do not need to tell Python, hey, treat them as integers or as whole numbers, right? Just they are already integers, so I can eliminate that piece here. And now down here I can create results equals input process output and operator precedence 2. And then I use val1, val2, and val3. And this code should work also, okay? I'm gonna run it, but before, are there any questions here? Okay, so no questions so far. Let's go ahead and run this piece. Let me clear this. Clear. And let's run it. Run. Enter value 1, 12, value 2, 6, value 3 is number 3. So we have 14, and why didn't it show us the second output? Well, because I didn't output the last output, right? So let me try again. Go here, 12, 6, 3, and we have value 14 and value 6, right? One, we do not add parentheses. Python enforces order of operations. And second one, we want to enforce parentheses, right? So parentheses first, 12 plus 6, 18 divided by 3, 6. So that's why we have the result 6 here. Questions here? Okay, no questions. So let me go to source control here, message, and this is order of operations. Parentheses first example. So I will commit it. Yes. And now I will send the changes to my repository. I go back here, my repository, hit refresh, and notice the examples are growing, right? So that's good. Okay, so now we will use another operation, squaring values, right? Very simple examples, but my goal here is to code, test, and use in main, and then introduce concepts as we go along, right? So hopefully that helps. Okay, so